We're driving in Cherryville, North Carolina, looking for a man they call Chainsaw Ted.
5402.
Whoa. The first thing we notice is...
On our way to find Chainsaw Ted, you know who we found. Oh yeah, you know what she is. Mr. and Mrs. Brickhouse.
Oddly, she does not live in a brick house.
Hey!
How you doing?
Chainsaw Ted?
Yes, sir.
Mike Redding.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice meeting you.
You must be.
Chainsaw Ted.
That's what you go by.
Chainsaw Ted.
Fair enough.
Nice
Folks,
to meet
this is Chainsaw. And the first thing Chainsaw Ted notices about us is he can see his own reflection in our camera lens.
you. I was just seeing how bad I looked. I look like a booger.
You look like a what?
A booger?
Oh, a scary person?
Chainsaw's claim to fame is this. That's right. Chainsaw Ted does impressions of engines, but not just any engines.
I specialize in two-cycle engines.
They have to be two-cycle.
A two-cycle engine, you mix gas and oil together to make it run.
Like my weed whacker.
Exactly.
Weed whackers, leaf blowers, motorcycles, and of course,
Can you do a poolin'?
chainsaws.
I can do the Poolins and the McCullochs, but I really like the Homelight. So this is a Homelight XL2 with a 10-inch bar. It always takes 2 or 3 times to crank a Homelight.
Chainsaw is a bit of a legend in these parts.
Grocery stores open up, supermarkets open up.
They call you out.
They call me out. Parties, barbecues, things like that.
Do you do bar mitzvahs?
I haven't yet.
Okay, now this is a bike.
This is a motorcycle.
Right.
This is probably my favorite. This is a Yamaha 125. Thank you.
You'll notice he doesn't just do the impressions.
My favorite accessory to use to do a weed whacker is money.
He tells us exactly what the make and model is.
An Echo, I guess a 2.1.
Naturally, because we're journalists, sort of, we want proof that these sounds are authentic.
You don't have anything here that's a two-cycle engine. You don't got
Not at all.
a chainsaw or a weed whacker or a...
What's that saying? If Muhammad doesn't own a leaf blower, yada yada.
Pretty nice day, huh?
So we take Chainsaw Ted to nearby Ferguson Hardware.
My name's Mike Redding. I do the Carolina Traveler Show.
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't have any two-cycle engines at his house. You know, because that's what he imitates.
Right. Chainsaws.
Hardware stores are my personal nirvana, and I never pass up a chance to get advice.
I was told that you can buy a thatching blade for it.
And while I talk lawns and lawnmowers with David Ferguson, Chainsaw Ted figures out the great truth of the Carolina Traveler Show.
You do all the work and he gets to play.
Yeah.
And then I discover the great truth about Cherryville, North Carolina.
Did you ever meet Chainsaw Ted? Yeah. This is the man. Oh, you know him. I guess everybody knows you.
They all know me.
You ever heard of the Carolina Traveler?
Eventually, I get back to work, and one at a time, I started up two-cycle engines. And let Ted listen. And then put him to the test.
First time that I've actually been compared to an engine at the same time.
Camera rolling, the pressure is on. First, 150-mile-per-hour Weed Eater brand leaf blower. Then the Poolin 31cc heavy-duty weed whacker.
Really crank it.
And now to the two-cycle engine that begat Ted.
Wind it up.
We made him wind it up, too.
Thank you.
Ted was a hit, and as you might guess, the Chainsaw Ted wannabes came out of the woodwork.
Hey, man. Hey. I can do a motorcycle. I can do a chainsaw just like you. Some are good. Some are better than me. Most are not. But I did it first.
All hail the master. The first. Motor Mouth.
Thank you.